Hi, high school students. Today we're going to talk a little bit about why reading is important. And I wanted to start off by sharing with you this graph that's in front of you. This graph gives you information about two things. On the left-hand side, you see the unemployment rate in 2010. Unemployment rate refers to people who are unemployed, who don't have a job, but are able to hold one. So it's not by choice for the most part that these people are unemployed. And you'll see that there are these little bar graphs that stem from the type of degree that people hold. So in the United States, on average in 2010, 8.2% of people were unemployed. That means that out of every 100, about 8 people did not hold a job. But if you look more closely at which people were more likely to be unemployed, you'll see that it directly correlates to how much education they have. So the less education that they have, for example, not even having a high school diploma, results in a significantly higher unemployment rate than somebody who, say, has a master's degree. On the other side of this chart, you'll see the median weekly earnings of people in 2010. So this just means how much money they made in a week. Again, you'll see the numbers correlate to the type of diploma these people had. So the less education someone had, the less money they earned each week. And I want you to specifically look at people with less than a high school diploma who earned about $444 a week, which may sound like a lot right now, but if you take into account rent and food and family expenses, doesn't go very far. Compared to people who in a week made $1610. And these people were the ones that held professional degrees. Professional degrees are the degrees you need to work in a specific field, so to be like a doctor or a nurse. The difference between those two in just a week is about $11,166 in a week. Imagine what you can do with that money. So at this point, you're probably asking yourself, why is this important, or why is this even relevant to reading? Well, it's because the higher your reading level, the more likely you are to easily access the degrees of your choice. So let's start explaining a little bit about how you determine your reading level. So you may have heard the word Lexile being thrown around a little. Lexile refers to reading level. And each of you has a Lexile level. And a Lexile level just refers to it refers to a number that indicates your reading level. Ranges in these numbers correlate to a grade level. So if your reading level is between 900 and 974 Lexiles, then you're at a 6th grade reading level. Our goal, and I think it got cut off a little bit in this slide, is to get everyone to the adult reading level, which would mean that you would need to get about 1250 to 1300 Lexile points. So essentially, the higher your Lexile number, the more complex reading you can do. And the more complex reading you can do, the more likely you are to access educational opportunities, which lead to a better life standing later on. So let's talk a little bit about why Lexiles matter. I want to emphasize that beyond school, reading is important. So sure, at the university, most textbooks that you get are at the adult reading level. Most online reference articles, which many of you will have to read when you do research at the university level, written at the adult reading level. But even newspapers, most of them assume an adult reading level, as you can see here, because this blue box here indicates the level to which these articles were written. And you can see that they're mostly between 1300 and 1400 Lexiles. And as you remember, I said about 1250, which would be right around here. That's the lowest number for the adult reading level. Even beyond school, the easiest range you'll hit is about a 9th grade reading level in the workplace when you're done with school and you get to your job. So even beyond graduation, you'll be expected to read at the very minimum at a 9th grade level. More to the point, how is this going to help me now? Do you remember the PSAT that you took in October? Well, you're going to be taking a similar test to get into college. Most schools require that all students take the SAT to even apply to go to universities. And the SAT, as you can see here, is written at 1330 Lexiles, which is again at the adult reading level. Beyond college, many of you are going to want to study to become lawyers and doctors and go into business and become entrepreneurs. Most of the tests that you have to take in order to get at that graduate level and get those professional degrees, again, are written at the adult reading level. So we really want to make sure that you guys have that in mind. The good news is that we have a program to push your reading and keep it high, and that program is Achieve 3000. In your advisor should be able to show you a spreadsheet that looks much like the one you see in front of you. And this provides super useful information since it tracks your improvement over time. If you look just specifically at two areas here on this spreadsheet, you'll see that when this student started in August, when he took that pre-reading test that we all took in August in advisory, he was measured at a 6th grade reading level at 899 Lexiles. Over the course of the year, he started doing his articles. And through the articles, you see that he started improving. Slowly, the reading level goes higher and higher until we're now at February, and he's jumped up 2 grade levels from 6th grade all the way up to 8th grade. This student is definitely on track to get to the adult reading level if he continues to take the articles seriously. So remember, 4 articles each week with an average score of 85% will boost your reading level significantly and will increase your access to future opportunities.